What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's well out there in the universe. And I want to welcome you all to my new podcast, which I'm still in the process of getting everything set up. But this is a new podcast titled Today I Woke Up with MS. And it's a podcast that pretty much anybody and everybody can relate to because it's not only dealing with MS being multiple sclerosis, um, but it's a podcast that um, it's meant for to just encourage and inspire you, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, whether it's health related, it could be something with finances, issues with relationships, whatever it might be. You may be mourning the loss of a loved one or battling a different health issue other than multiple sclerosis. MS just happens to be the battle that I'm in at the moment. Um, Quick history, I was diagnosed with MS in 2010. Um, and it came as a huge shock to me because all at the time all I knew about MS, I knew Montel Williams had it, and that's literally all I knew about MS. But over the years, I've learned a great deal. Um, I've been able to be under the care of a really great neurologist for a number of years. Rest in peace, Dr. Ronald Bailey. Um, Man is a whiz when it comes to MS. He knew his stuff. And I learned a lot from him and then from other MS experts all over this nation. Um, at the time when I was diagnosed, oh man, it came as such a shock. I had no idea what was going on. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, 20 days to be exact. And they're running all these tests and try to rule things out. And then they finally had the official diagnosis and told me it was MS. Said, Mr. Taylor, you have multiple sclerosis. And it was like, they came at me like, we have good news and bad news. And well, it's good news because we finally know what's going on so we can begin to treat it. And there is no cure for MS, but there are several treatments available, and um, more and more treatments are being developed. And the treatments are meant to slow the progression of this disease because it can be a very debilitating disease, and it's not fun at all. MS is nothing I would wish on my worst enemy, and I'm typically not one to have a lot of enemies. I find myself I'm a pretty cool guy, most times I'm a chill guy and fun, loving guy. So try not to make a lot of enemies, but hey, sometimes No, but ah man, when I was diagnosed with MS in 2010, it was a crazy. And as this podcast gets going, I get more into my actual diagnosis and the progression and things like that. But like I said, this podcast is just meant to be an encouragement and some inspiration to anybody going through any type of challenges or issues, whatever it may be. Um, I was fortunate, like I said, I was fortunate to learn from a lot of different MS experts all over the country. Some of the best doctors out there who are experts on the subject of multiple sclerosis. And I was able to do that because for a number of years, for a little over 5 years, I spoke as an ambassador for one of the major pharmaceutical companies. And that was a pretty awesome experience because they sent me to speak at these different patient education programs where there was always a doctor who spoke before me Usually an MS expert, whether it's a doctor or a nurse practitioner or whatever the case may be. And the doctor pretty much spoke about MS and some of the treatments and medications that are available on the market. There's one in particular because this pharmaceutical company was footing the bill for these programs. And it was usually at a very nice restaurant where a meal was served, where whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And so yeah, I was able to. And after the doctor was done, it would answer questions, do a Q&A session. Then I would just share my story, my personal experience living with MS. And I always try to share a story of hope and inspiration just to encourage the other patients who were there and the families of the patients. And because a lot of times people, you have newly diagnosed people at these programs and they're scared. They don't know what to expect. They don't know. It's a new experience for them. You know, you have young people, people of all ages. People are crying. Oh, what does this mean? Does this mean I'm not going to be able to walk? Am I going to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life? They have all kind of questions. And so it was great to be able to share my experience. And uh, it was a wonderful journey. Throughout this course, like I said, I did this for about 5 years. And during that time, I was able to visit 37 or 38 states. Um, some of the states I went to several times, went to several cities, um, including I got to go to Hawaii, which was awesome. Um, First time in Hawaii, wonderful, wonderful experience. But I've been all over. I've been in the Northwest, in the Northeast, Midwest, down South, um, all over the place, man. And still a few states I want to get to that I wasn't able to hit um, during the time, but I will one day. But again, it was a wonderful experience, and I got to meet some really great people during this time. I got to experience a lot, see some great places, meet some wonderful people, and meet a lot of really strong and courageous people, a lot of warriors out there who are in this battle fighting against this this disease we call MS, man. And so it was a wonderful experience, and oh man, it was just a great time. And I love being able just to share hope and with other people. I've met some people. I remember I met a young girl. Uh, she was in her early to mid 20s, and after I was done, she asked a question. But she raised her hand. She told me, "I'm sorry, I don't have a question." And she has tears in her eyes. And she said, "I just want to say thank you." She told me she was at the end of her rope, ready to give up and throw in the towel. And after hearing my story, she felt encouraged to keep going. Oh man, and that touched me right here. It really did something for me. Um, Pulled on my heart big time. And then when the program was actually over, everyone's walking out and gathering their possessions, their belongings. And at this time, she walked up to me and she's now in full tears, just streaming down her face. And she said, "Can I please just shake your hand?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Oh, come in." And I just hugged her, and at this point, we're both crying. But these are a type of experiences I had and type of people I was able to meet. And I have other stories similar to this. So, like I said, it was a wonderful time. I got to travel this country, um, visit some of these countries' landmarks like the Liberty Bell, and been to Washington, D.C., and see some of the monuments out there. Um, I got to eat at some of the best restaurants. And I'm sorry, I thought the camera had stopped the video stopped, but it's still going. I see. Stay in some of the finest hotels across the country, and just had a wonderful time, man. And so it's it's been, like I said, quite a journey, and but it came to a stop because one day I had a conference call. Now I'm not bragging or anything, but I felt that I was a pretty good public speaker, and I spoke, and the company actually used me to serve as a somewhat a trainer to show other. They recorded me doing my presentation and showed it to new ambassadors that were coming on board, and they showed it to them as an example of how to do it. And it was a humbling experience, and we will have a annual summit, and all the ambassadors from all across the country. It'd be like a couple hundred people there, and all the ambassadors are there. And I had some ambassadors come up to me that I've never met before. Some people, and they said, "Hey, I know you. You're DeAndre." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. Who are you?" And but it was great meeting a lot of different people. Some of these friendships that we form still carry on today. So I'm fortunate to have people I can call friends who are in all over this country. It's a wonderful thing. But so I did this. I was speaking with them, serving in this position as ambassador, and just helping other people, which I love. And then all of a sudden, one day, I get a call, and we schedule a conference call with myself, the director of the program, and then the vice president of the company. And they basically told me, well, the pharmaceutical company is making some new changes and they're moving in a different direction. So unfortunately, we won't be able to renew your contract. They couldn't renew my contract, and that was it. And it's like they were reading from a script, and I know they were because after this, I spoke with other ambassadors who were also let go from the company, and they got the exact same speech. So, but it was like, oh wow, that it came as a complete shock. I had no idea. And also in doing this, there was some compensation involved, and I honestly didn't do it for the monetary compensation. However, the monetary compensation did help. So for that to just be cut off all of a sudden with no notice, it was tough. But, and I really miss it. I miss going out and just sharing my story and meeting other people. And it was a wonderful experience. And I remember one day I was talking to a couple of my brothers, and one of them, he asked me, he said, "So, dude, you still traveling?" And I told him no. And told him why. I said, "Yeah, well, I got let go." I said, I'm not on that medicine. He said, "Well, can you get back on it?" I said, "No, because I'm not on that medicine anymore." And he said, "So, start your own medicine." But what he was saying, actually, he was saying, do it yourself. Do your own programs. Put your own events on. And I said, "Wow, yeah." I've been thinking about doing it for a while. And I said, I'm finally just going to do it. I'm going to step out and do it. And that's the reason I'm actually putting together, I guess this is a quick promo. I'm putting together a one-man show that this is my second one-man show that I will be putting on in March of next year, 2023, because March is MS Awareness Month. So I'm currently looking for a venue in Riverside County, somewhere in Riverside, Moreno Valley area. So I'm not sure just yet, but so I will put more information out once the venue and the date are confirmed. And that's an event. It's a time for me to just be able to share my story, because I have a lot on my mind, a lot that I want to share that can help other people and really be a blessing to somebody. But as I would speak at these programs, my goal and my prayer was that if I can just help one person, then I was fulfilled. So I thank God for the opportunity that I had. And so that's what this podcast is going to be about, basically. Just sharing inspiration and some encouragement, because we all need a little boost so we can just keep going, because life can be tough. It's rough at times. So we go through, and I think we've all been in a place where we just want to give up. We're tired of it, dealing with the day-to-day. So this is just something to let us all know to keep going, But as I said, I'm going to be tightening everything up with this with the YouTube channel, and have more information coming where you all can like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comments. That would be great. So again, this channel, today I woke up with MS, and the main thing in that title is the beginning. Today I woke up. Whether you're saying today I woke up with cancer, or today I woke up with a heavy heart, or today I woke up with debt, or whatever it is, the main thing is today I woke up, and everything else we'll deal with as we go. So again, this has been a new podcast. Today I woke up with MS. Thank you for watching. God bless you all, and look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.